Okay, my dear. So today we are going to talk about the requirements for this part of the assignment. This is going to be due next Thursday. I am going to grade 4 of these. And I'm going to put 4 of these on your assessment grade. There's 6 of them, right? I think 6 of them. I'm going to grade 4 of them. Got that? Understand? Okay. So, I'm going to model the expectation for 1 of them. So that means you have 5 of them to complete. Okay? I really like to measure length. I really wanted to be a fashion designer when I was a kid. I loved to go to school dances with my now husband. And I really like kiwis. So again, I really like to measure things. I wanted to be a fashion designer when I was a kid. I loved to go to school dances with my now husband. And I really like kiwis. Picking up what I'm throwing down?
No.
What is it?
Oh, it's back. There's a back page.
Oh, this is it.
A kiwi? It's a type of fruit?
And there's a bird, isn't it?
It's green with black seeds.
Yeah. But
And it's so good.
Isn't there a tiny bird called?
Yes, there is.
They're really cool.
Oh!
They're good, but I don't like when they're too like.
Okay, so here's a kiwi. Okay, so that's a fruit.
They're
It has a like a fuzzy, kind of like a coconut outside, like you know what a coconut looks like? It kind of looks like that on the outside, but it's got this green with these seeds on the inside.
They're always cute about these.
Okay, and then there's also a bird. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's not right. That's not true.
Too far.
Okay. So you can see that the kiwi bird and the kiwi are really very not similar at all. Okay. So that is the kiwi bird.
I can't hold it in.
Man, that one is
Okay. So again, one more time. I really like to measure things. I wanted to be a fashion designer when I was a kid. I loved to go to school dances with my now husband. And I really like kiwi. Got that? Everyone understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So, when we are looking at these examples, we're making connections between the scenario, the table, the graph, and the equation. Okay? So, what you're going to be given different parts of information on each one of these scenarios. Okay? Sometimes you're going to be given the graph, sometimes you're going to be the equation, sometimes you're given something from the table, and sometimes you're given the just the scenario. Okay? So again, I'm going to grade 4 of those, and those are going to be part of your assessment grade. Okay? So I'm grading 4 of them. And the things that I like is to measure, wanted to be a fashion designer, love to go to school dances with my husband, and I like kiwis. I'm very subtle, aren't I, Ava? Very subtle. So, like I said, this is part of your assessment. So when you come in on Thursday, this needs to be handed in because this is part of your assessment grade. No. Today's Thursday. You have a week. You have a week. Okay? Today's Thursday. So we have today and tomorrow in class to work on this. We don't have any classwork on Monday and Tuesday because that's map testing. On Wednesday we'll review, and on Thursday will be the actual like paper pencil in class portion of the test. Okay? Got it? All right. So let's go ahead and model what this looks like for us. The story is a cake recipe calls for a half cup of sugar for every 1.5 cups of flour. X is our cups of flour. Y is our cups of sugar. Okay? So our independent variable is cups of flour. So those are our X value. So I might put an F. So I know that's my cups of flour. And then my Y is going to be my cups of sugar. So I might put an S next to my Y. So this says half a cup of sugar for every 1.5 cups of flour. So how could I use that information to help start my table? Tucker, go ahead.
By using 1/2 or everyone 1/2 of the first one.
Okay, very good. So I can go ahead. If I have 1.5 cups of flour, I have I have a half cup of sugar. How does that help me? What can I do with that information? Zach?
Well, if 1.5 is with a 1/2 of sugar, and whatever the sugar is, you just half.
Okay, so we could increase by multiplication. Okay, what else could we do? What else could we do? Tucker?
Divide
Okay, well, we could divide. What would dividing do for us?
by seeing how much of the sugar we get by.
Can you say it a little bit louder, CP?
Get us to the unit, right?
Get us to our unit rate. Our unit rate is also the constant proportionality. So what we could do is we could actually, let's extend this. Okay, we can find our constant proportionality. So K is equal to Y over X. Do we have a Y value?
Yes.
Do you have an X value?
Yes.
Yeah, heck yeah we do. What's our Y value? 1/2 is our Y value. What's our X value? 1 and 1/2. But if I want a unit rate, where do I have to get to? I have to get to 1. Connor, go ahead, honey. What were you saying? Very good. So when we're trying to get from 1.5 to 1, we just divide by itself. So divide by 1.5 on the bottom and so 1/2 divided by 1 and 1/2. I didn't get 3.
Oh,
1/2 divided by 1.5. So in your calculators, this is what it needs to look like. 1/2 divided by 1.5. What, Mason, what? 1/3? 1/3? Everyone else get 1/3? Okay, so let's look at Desmos and let's see.
Yeah,
what's-
I got. Yeah, you have to put in parentheses.
Okay, this is what I got. If you did it on this calculator, is that what you got? Okay, let's look at Desmos. Let's make some.
Kiwi bird.
Kiwi bird, yep. What? So let's see what's happening.
I can't hold it anymore. I just got it.
Okay, so 1/2. Okay, so when you're working on Desmos, you need to make sure that you go over here, divided by 1 and 1. Okay, so does everyone see what I did there? I made sure that I was here. What's happening is they're saying 2 divided by 2 divided by half. So what you have to do is you have to make sure it goes over. So you're doing 1/2 divided by 1 and 1/2. Manipulating the calculator is half the problem, right? So I think like Tucker and Zach were using the photo math calculator.
What it was doing was, you hit show solution and show solving, do 1/2 divided by 1
times.
1.
Yeah, so they're following the order of operations that way. So if you're doing the photo math calculator,
Yeah.
which I don't really, it's fine. Put this in parentheses. Okay, so put that second fraction in parentheses. So it's separate. It's telling you 1/2 is together. It's not 1 times half. Okay, so that's another way to get around it. Where am I? Okay, I'm here. All right. Done something new every day, right? So 1/3. That's our constant proportionality. So K equals 1/3. So then what's our equation that models baking a cake? Not K equals. Very good. So our equation, again, our model is y equals kx. So then our equation is y equals 1/3 times x. Now if I know my equation, what else do I know? What else can I do? You can graph it. Even before you graph it, what can you finish if you have your equation? Your table, right? Because you've got your x values, you just have to plug them into if you have your x values, you just plug them in so you can get your y values. So, for 1/3, for my next, in my table, I'm going to go through 1/3 times 3. What do we get? Okay. So now I can do it again, but this time I'm going to do 1/3 times 4.5. one we're going to do with 6.
2.
So 1/3 times 6 is 2. So now that we have our table, what else can we do? Now we can graph it. Okay? So our x value is 1.5 and our y value is half. So we're right here in the middle, right? Our x value is 3 and our y value is 1. 4.5 and 1.5. 6 and 2. It is a proportional relationship. Okay? The problem is these 2 points, right? Why is the problem these 2 points? They're not on a corner, right? So what I would do is I would start my line at 0, 0 and just connect it through those 2. You see what I'm doing there? Okay, now, is it going, like, on mine, it's not going to be perfect because it's hard to make it perfect, right? That's pretty darn good. But, like, with yours, you could use a straight edge, right? So you could use a ruler or a note card or something like that to make your lines straight. These points are difficult because they're not in a corner, right?
Yeah.
As long as they're close to being on the line, that's okay. And then this, you don't have to do this here. Yeah, I have that blacked out on yours. On mine is not. Okay? So that's the expectation. Now, your information that you get is going to be different on these pages. Again, sometimes you're going to be given a graph. So that means you have an ordered pair. Or maybe 2 ordered pairs. Sometimes you're just given a scenario like this one. Sometimes you're given something from the table, and then one of them you're given the equation. Okay? But you have a lot of information from those pieces and parts. The clock's going cray right now.
Oh.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, do we understand the expectation?
Yeah.
Do we understand the expectations?
Yeah.
Okay. How many of these am I grading when you turn this in on Thursday?
4.
4 of them. And you have no idea which 4 I'm grading, correct?
Yeah.
No idea which 4 I'm grading, right?
We need to try our absolute hardest.
No idea. We should be out of school by now.
Okay. All right. So the other thing, remember, you have 2 math Excels to do. 2, 4, and 2, 5. Those are also due on Thursday. 70% or above. You have today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then our test is on Thursday. I think that's plenty of time because you're getting in-class time. You can use that, your homework time, your 20 minutes, 30 minutes a night to do something, right? To prepare for your test on Thursday. Again, Monday and Tuesday is map testing, Wednesday review, Thursday the actual test. Okay, ready? Everyone understand what they're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That clock says